Right, well, Ukraine is receiving more Western technology support as Russia's invasion of the country continues. Today, Microsoft said it will extend its technology support free of charge to Ukraine throughout the end of 2023. Yahoo Finance's editor-in-chief, Andy Serwer, spoke with Microsoft President Brad Smith to discuss how the tech giant plans to help Ukraine's digital infrastructure during these difficult times. Take a listen.
You just pledged $100 million in technology support to the country of Ukraine here at Web Summit. Tell us about that.
Well, we committed $100 million in additional technology aid to take Ukraine through all of 2023. Throughout this year, part of what has sustained Ukraine is moving their digital infrastructure into the Microsoft cloud, into our data centers across Europe. We've been doing that free of charge. This will ensure that Ukraine, not just the government, but critical infrastructure and other services, can continue to be resilient, can continue to serve the people of Ukraine.
You're also here to talk about climate and fighting climate change from the perspective of Microsoft, as well as sort of more broadly speaking, and going on to Sharm el-Sheikh after that. What are your priorities here, Brad?
Well, I think when it comes to climate, one of the things we've recognized is that digital technology, data, AI, are really a foundational enabler for all of the innovation that is needed, the energy transition, the other climate tech changes that are needed. Even the work of the 3,900 companies around the world in every part of the economy that have made a climate pledge. So part of what we're doing is advancing the use of that technology. We have our cloud for sustainability that companies are using to record and reduce their emissions. We have other technologies that startups are putting to work. And we're also looking beyond the technology itself. We're taking steps to put our house in order. And we're really working to advance sustainability skills. One of the things we've recognized is, like the digital era, we're now entering a sustainability revolution that is going to require that people acquire new skills relating to climate technology, climate science. And so we're working to support that as well, including through LinkedIn, which is part of Microsoft.
Let's talk about Microsoft's business a little bit. Obviously, the stock is down. Big tech stocks are all down. How much does that have to do with valuation? How much does that have to do with the underlying business? Your earnings report was pretty solid. Some concerns about cloud growth. Where do things stand?
Well, I think we've entered a lot of macroeconomic headwinds. Everybody's earnings reports have made that clear. At the same time that we're going through a cyclical change in terms of a recessionary period of time, we look at longer-term secular changes. This is a decade where AI is going to accelerate. I think we'll see quantum computing come online. We're really going to see the integration of cloud infrastructure, more use of data, more use of AI, more advanced forms of computing. And I think part of what is important in a time like this is both to manage a business if needed to go through a recession and enter it, but perhaps even more important, to stay focused on what it will take to exit the recession. And we're focused on that as well, and it's clear that that will involve some big technology bets, and we're continuing to stand behind them.
You're obviously here representing Microsoft, but in a sense, big tech here in Europe. How are relations between the European regulators and big tech companies sort of writ large right now? At a better point than they were maybe a few years ago?
I think regulation is moving forward. That's undeniable. I think there are more conversations taking place between tech companies and regulators. I don't think it's uniform. I think that some of us are trying to adapt, others are still resisting or fighting. One of the points that we make in Europe is that the digital infrastructure that we create is really designed to deliver more profit to a country than anything that we're going to make in that country. It's really this factor of production. It's what every country needs, every company needs to continue to innovate and remain at the forefront of competition. So that's part of our conversation.
And last question, you mentioned LinkedIn. There's another social media platform out there, Twitter. Elon Musk just bought it. How successful do you think Elon will be in fixing Twitter, if you will?
Well, Elon Musk is undeniably one of the greatest technology visionaries of our generation. Twitter has been a great partner for Microsoft, not just as a business partner, but in the societal space. Just a month ago at the UN General Assembly meeting, Microsoft and Twitter came together with the US government and the New Zealand government to talk about how we could work together to keep children safe online. how we could address the risks of violent extremism. And I very much hope and believe we'll have the opportunity to keep working not just as a business, but to address issues around society. At the end of the day, if you looked at LinkedIn, I think at LinkedIn, we really strive to use it as a platform that I'll say, creates more light than heat. And in the world today, there's a lot of heat, not just in the climate of the planet, but in the climate of discourse. And I think we should all strive to ensure there's a little more light, and let's see if we can't advance civil discourse along the way.
Thanks to Microsoft President Brad Smith and Yahoo Finance Editor-in-Chief Andy Serwer at the Web Summit.